up, y'all? It's your guy, eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your hashtag UFC London full card predictions. Tom Aspinall versus Marcin Tybura. I shouldn't say phenomenal card, but decent card. We're getting at UFC London. Not the best UFC London card. I think the best one they ever did was the Tom Aspinall and Volkov one when they were coming back out of COVID. I think that is the greatest one of all time. And the last one wasn't that good. This one, I don't know. I don't have high expectations, but they got some hitters on this card. This card's way better than I haven't actually watched the Holly Holm and Bueno Silva fight card actually, so I can't say it's a better card in terms of what actually happened, but on paper this is a way better card. So yeah, so I'm hyped for it. But before we talk about anything, obviously go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter and my TikTok. I can't link the TikTok in the description, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'll give you guys a screenshot photo of it so you guys know what it looks like. So yeah, and then obviously you'll see it at the end of the video again too. But so go follow that if you want to see some fight clips, since they're not letting me post any fight clips on my Instagram anymore. So it is what it is. And also subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. And yeah, man. And I am holding off. I did tell you guys I had an announcement to make this week. I still have to work on the logistics of it, and we'll talk about it later. Before that, let's talk about that card. Or this card at UFC London. Phenomenal card. Curtain jerker of the night, Rafael Fiala versus Daniel Alvarez. Really good fight in the flyweight division. I mean, Fiala's kind of known for, breaking Muhammad Mokaev's fucking kneecap. But besides that, Muhammad Mokaev beat him. It wasn't too much of a real competitive fight besides some of those submission attempts. Daniel Alvarez is really, really good. I like how he fights, man. He goes in there and goes for it. He goes in the pocket. He swings, he wails. So it's going to be an interesting fight. His last loss was to Carlos Hernandez. It was actually a really good fight, and Hernandez had to dug deep to get the victory, and I actually kind of felt like you could still give it to Daniel Alvarez, so it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, 14-3 versus 16-5. In terms of reach, Fiala's going to have a little bit of a reach advantage, but besides that, I mean, it's going to be a really, really good fight. Daniel's 34, so that's also a thing you got to look at in terms of age. I don't like that when I'm looking at fighters. I don't like them to be too old. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just kind of a bad thing. Also, at flyweight, being 34 is just not a good look. So that's also another thing. But yeah, man, he had that really good performance against Muhammad Mokaev. I thought he looked phenomenal on Contender Series against Robert Echeret. Landed some good shots there. So I'm gonna take Fialo here, or Filo. I don't know how you say this kid's name. If I'm mispronounced, I apologize. But I'm gonna take Filo here, probably by decision. I think it'll be a good fight. But Daniel Alvarez, he does go for it, so you could see a finish here where Alvarez does try to, go in the pocket and try to scrap. This guy, Daniel, is a scrapper, so I can't wait for it. It's going to be a good fight. I think this is going to be, might be fight of the night. It's going to be a good fight. I will admit that. Next fight, Bruno Brazil versus Shauna Bannon. I think I'm going to go with Bannon here. Bruno Brazil's coming off that KO loss to Dennis Gomez. No shame in that. We just saw what Gomez just did in our last fight. So yeah, but to be honest though, I don't know. I would say Bannon's somewhat of a technical striker. Doesn't look good on the ground. I will admit that, but I could see Bruna trying to take this to the ground, but I think Bannon's the better striker out of the two. She's the longer fighter out of the two with a 4-inch reach advantage. I think her long straight strikes are going to be good here. Good body kicks too. I think she's just a better striker overall, and I'm going to be rocking with Shauna Bannon to get this done by decision here. You guys know every female fight goes to decision. You already know, baby. You guys know me. So yeah, next fight, interesting fight. Ryan Barberena versus Makhmud Muradov. Oh man, Muradov has so much hype like 2 years ago, and now he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Both guys are actually on 2-fight losing streaks. Bryan Barberena's last one was against Robbie Lawler, and a pretty impressive performance, so good for him there. But he's coming off a loss to Rafael dos Anjos and Gunnar Nelson. I think this is going to be primarily a stand-up fight. Makhmud Muradov is coming off that loss to Gerald Meerschaert and then to Kyle Barallo. And in the Barallo fight, he gave more of a better account of himself, I felt like, in that one. But Muradov, I don't know. I think Muradov is the better striker out of the two. I do believe that. I think he should win this fight. He is the more natural middleweight. I think Bryan Barberena going up is a mistake. I just think he's even a small welterweight in there sometimes. You know, he didn't, like, Rafael dos Anjos didn't look too small compared to him. They kind of look the same size. I think Bryan might get KO'd here. I might take Makhmud Muradov by KO in the 3rd round. I could see it. So yeah, this is an interesting fight to happen, but I think it'll be a good scrap though. So I'm rocking with Muradov here. Next fight, Ketlen Vieira versus Pannie Kianzad. I got Ketlen Vieira here, simple. She's coming off that loss of Raquel Pennington, but besides that, wins over Holly Holm, Miesha Tate. Ketlen Vieira is a pretty decent fighter. I know her last KO loss was to, I think, what's that girl's name? Irene Aldana, but besides that was a long time ago. Then she has that loss to Yana Santos. I thought she actually won that fight, so interesting situation there. But yeah, I think Ketlen Vieira is on a different level than Pannie. Pannie, yeah, she's coming off a decent win over Lena Landsberg, but yeah, last loss was to Raquel Pennington. Besides that, her wins were against Alexis Davis, Sajara Eubanks, and Beth Corchea. So it's like nothing special here. I think Ketlen Vieira is just on a different level than her. I think she'll walk her down. She's also going to be a little bigger, longer arms. I just think she'll just overwhelm her with her size and just her aggressiveness, and I think she's just a better fighter overall. So, and just the physicality of it too. So I got Ketlen Vieira by decision here. Next fight, Danny Roberts versus Jonny Parsons. So this is an interesting one. I think Danny Roberts is the more technical fighter. I think he is the better fighter. The only thing is his chin sucks. I thought Jonny Parsons, he lost his last fight against Solomon Renfro. I think everyone thinks that. He hasn't fought in almost 2 years. Danny Roberts just got knocked out 6 months ago. He had a really horrible fight against Trinaldo. Besides that, he's coming off a win over Ramazan Meev. That was 2 years ago, damn near. And Zalim Mamadov. So, Danny Roberts, when he's on. He can find the KO shot when he finds it. When he fights this level of competition, he's usually pretty well. He has a really big reach advantage, 74. 5-inch reach advantage here. So if he can stay long, be offensive, be defensively responsible. That's also another thing for Danny, being defensively responsible here. I think he wins this fight. I really do. So I'm gonna be rocking with Danny Roberts actually here. The only thing is Jonny Parsons is fucking tough as fuck. So and he could take a shot. I will admit that. And Danny cannot, but I'll take Danny Roberts by decision here over Jonny Parsons. So yeah. Next fight, Chris Duncan versus Yanal Ashmouz. I think that's how you say his name. The Red Fox, man. Dude, I was really impressed with the Red Fox in his last fight. I kind of looked at him like a grappler, and the dude can fucking swat. And I think that's going to be a problem for Duncan here. Duncan is also a good grappler, and I think that'll cancel out. And I think the power of the Red Fox will unleash on Duncan. I give Duncan his respect. You know, I didn't think he was going to be Omar Morales, but he got it done, man. So respect to the guy there. But I'm going to be rocking with Yanal Ashmouz by 2nd round TKO, man. I think he gets him out of there, man. I think Duncan, what saved him was grappling transitions against Omar Morales. That's what saved him. But honestly, yeah, Omar Morales lost that fight more than Duncan won that fight. So that's how I kind of look at it. Next fight, interesting fight in the lightweight division. Marc Diakiese versus Joel Alvarez. The return of Joel Alvarez, my guy. I really like Joel Alvarez. I'm a big fan of him. He hasn't fought in a very long time, 1 year and 4 months ago. I remember that fight like yesterday. Got completely dominant against Arman Sarukian, but broke 4 of his ribs. Marc Diakiese, has went from striker to wrestler and has really changed up his game. Went on a pretty good two fight win streak, and then he fought Michael Johnson, who stuffed all his takedowns and just kind of outstriked him at distance a few months ago. That was 7 months ago, actually. But besides that, wins over Damir Hazovic and Borishev, really good in hindsight. So no shame there. Joel Alvarez is humongous, 6'3" and a 77-inch reach compared to Marc Diakiese's 5'10" and a 73-inch reach. Joel Alvarez, really good striker, really tall striker. He walks you down, good elbows, good knees, just a really good, solid traditional kickboxer. Good guard. He has good submissions off his back. The only issue is that he doesn't have any urgency getting up, and if he had that, he'd be, I think, a lot better. Notable wins against Thiago Moises, fucking Joe Duffy. He's beaten some decent guys, man. He's competed against Demir's Magulov before. He lost that fight. So yeah, he's fought some good guys, basically. Marc Diakiese's also fought some good guys like Dan Hooker. He's fought a who's, right? Here's how I look at it. Do I think Marc Diakiese can go out there and expose Joel Alvarez for no takedown defense? Maybe. But do I think Joel Alvarez for a year and 4 months has not worked on his takedown defense? I disagree. I think Joel Alvarez is the truth. I think Joel Alvarez, he'll make a comeback performance from his last fight, from his fight against Arman Sarukian, and I think he wins this fight. I truly believe that, and I'm taking Joel Alvarez by finish here, second round TKO over Marc Diakiese. I think it will be a big deal if he gets the finish over Marc. Actually, I'm going to say submission. I'm going to say second round submission. I think he catches a Marc Diakiese. Don't forget, Rafael Alves got his ass. So, that did happen. So, yeah. Rocco and Joel Alvarez by second round submission. Yeah, I'm going to say guillotine. I was going to say maybe club and sub, but I think he's going to get a guillotine here. Second round guillotine for Joel Alvarez. Next fight, Davey Grant versus Daniel Marcos. This is going to be a good scrap here. Daniel Marcos goes for it. Davey Grant goes for it. Here's the thing. Davey Grant's 37. But it's like he gets better and better each fight. It's so fucking weird. Obviously traditional Muay Thai kickboxer. He comes in there super stiff, but fast as fuck. It's weird. Like, he's very awkward and stiff, but he's fast. That's how he really saves some of his striking situations. And he hits hard as fuck, and it's just... It's a different kind of timing. It's a different kind of speed, and he hits hard, so it's going to be a problem. I'd say you'd have to grapple Davey Grant and really beat him. And Daniel Marcos, he's also a guy that goes for it. He's not scared to, go in the pocket and trade, but I just do not think he can take the leather that Davey Grant brings. And obviously he's 14-0. He doesn't know how to lose. Davey Grant's super experienced. He's coming off a big win for him against Rafael Assunção, where he got an inverted triangle, which Assunção was doing great in that fight. Louis Smolka was also doing all right in situations, but his last loss was to Adrian Yanez, which was a close fight. I thought you could potentially give it to him, and also Marlon Vera. His last one was against Jonathan Martinez before all those two losses, and he knocked him out. So I mean, Davey Grant has this kid beat on resume, skill. The only thing this kid hasn't beat is on youth and maybe athleticism, but I don't even think he's more athletic than Davey. I think Davey's way more athletic than him. So I guess youth and maybe potential for athletic. I don't know. I say Davey got this kid beat. I'm taking Davey by finish, man. Honestly, I'm gonna say first round KO. I think I'm gonna say third round KO. Davey, he's a slow starter actually, so I'm taking Davey late. Yeah. Next fight in the heavyweight division: Mick Parkin versus Jamal Pogues. It's a hard one. I actually think both guys are somewhat underdeveloped, but they got a lot of potential. I think Mick Parkin can go kind of far if he just continues to work. Decent skills, decent grappling, stand up looks traditional, has decent boxing footwork, has decent boxing guard. He keeps his hands up, does a lot of good things, catch and shoot kind of combos, right? He'll catch and he'll look for the lead hook, or he'll catch the other side and he'll look for the rear hook. So good stuff like that. Puegos has shown good wrestling, so we kind of know what these guys are looking for. I think Mick Parkin, he just has more in his arsenal in terms of striking, wrestling, and just has a lot more. I think he gets the W here, actually. I'm gonna take him by decision. I think Pogues is good enough not to get finished or choked out, but I think Parkin, good leg kicks, good elbows, good punches, and just good grappling from him. I think he's the better fighter out of the two. He has the longer arms too, which is also another thing to look at. 79-inch reach compared to 77-inch reach from Pogues. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, I got Parkin here by decision. Next fight, André Muniz versus Paul Craig. Paul Craig is going down, and I think we all know it. When you go down in weight, it's never a good sign. I've had a lot of fighters I like go down, and I want them to win, and it always ends up bad. So I've learned from those mistakes. I think André Muniz, he had the whole market overcorrecting his potential. I think a lot of people thought he was a lot better than what he was. But your boy eBay, I told you guys Brendan Allen was going to beat him, and Brendan Allen beat him. I think he's still a good fighter. I don't think he's bad, but I do not think he is the dark horse of the division that everyone kind of assumed he was. But I do think he is a more natural 185er. He's done it more. And Paul Craig, going down to this weight class, I think he's going to have to just only grapple, and I don't think André Muniz is going to be scared to grapple with him. I know Muniz is coming off that fucking submission loss to Brendan Allen, so it doesn't look too great, but besides that though, Paul Craig is more of a jiu-jitsu player in terms of, off his back, so I think André Muniz, he can get some top time here. I think he'll be good. I don't think he'll submit Paul Craig. It will be dicey, but I got André Muniz by decision here. I just think the weight cut, I think the whole entire situation surrounding Paul Craig going down is just not good. He's 35 years old also, to put that in perspective. Muniz is the longer, fighter, 78-inch reach compared to a 76-inch reach. He has a reach advantage going into this. He's just the more natural middleweight here. I'm a rock with him. I'm not going to just say, oh, André Muniz sucks because Brendan Allen submitted him. No, it is what it is when it comes to that. But against Paul Craig, I think André Muniz is a little better than him, even at jiu-jitsu. So yeah, I'm rocking with André Muniz here by decision. Next fight, Nathaniel Wood versus André Fili. Good fight here. Touchy-feely, coming off a really good scrap against Bill Algeo. Nathaniel Wood on a 2-fight win streak over Charles Jourdain and Charles Rosa. Nathaniel Wood has had somewhat of a career renaissance at 145. He looks amazing. Good striking, good trips, good elbows, good clinch works, just good transitions from striking to wrestling to grappling to clinching. Everything he does in there is tactical. He fights really, really smart. He's the prospect for a reason. I like him. I think André Fili has a chance to get a KO, maybe via head kick. You can look for something there. But besides that, a skill for skill, I think Nathaniel Wood's a little better than him. I think he's a little sharper than him. I will say André Fili's a little tougher than Nathaniel Wood. Wood has shown previously a bad chin, kind of, at 135, but I also do think the weight cut was kind of crazy. And when I see him at 145 with these other guys, it's like, damn, he's a true featherweight there. And it's like, it's crazy that he ever made fucking bantamweight. And the Dodson loss, it kind of looks bad, but it kind of makes sense now. He should have never been at that weight class to begin with. So I'm rocking with Nathaniel Wood here by decision. I think he'll outwork André Fili. It's going to be a good fight here, but I think the elbows, the clinch, and the trips will be big. And if Nathaniel can get some top time, I think it'll be big for him here. So yeah, I got Nathaniel Wood. Next fight, Lauren Murphy versus Joshua Culibao. Tough one here, man. I like them both, man. Joshua Culibao, taught Molesky, whatever that motherfucker's last name, the gun, respect, got the rear naked choke. That was hilarious, bro. I was crying out loud. But I thought he was losing that fight before that fluke. As much as I love Culibao, it was a bit of a fluke. Lauren Murphy, I thought he lost his last fight against Gabriel Santos. So that's also another thing where I look at it. Both guys are good fighters. Both guys are legitimate prospects. I look at Lauren Murphy as the Leon Edwards of that division of 145, but he did not show me a good performance. But I do think, coming off his action he came off, it's acceptable. I mean, he has wins over McCann Americani, Douglas Silva de Andrade. He's looked amazing against some elite guys, Ricardo Ramos, Zabar Tugugov. So he is good. And I think, the Gabriel Santos fight didn't show how good he really is. And, and Santos getting KO just recently is also not a good look, too. Yeah, but I think Lauren Murphy will go back to his previous form and shows how good he is, and I think he wins this fight. I think he's the more technical striker. I think if he wants to take this to the ground, he can. I think he's better everywhere than Joshua Culibao. But Culibao, he's tough, he hits hard. He's also shown really good quickness, and yeah, I think it'll be an interesting fight, but I'm rocking with Lauren Murphy here by decision as much as I like Culibao. I guess I'm making my guy Woolmarker happy, So yeah, next fight, Jai Herbert versus Ziam. The tall lightweights are going at it. Yeah, I mean, Jai Herbert's 35. Ziam is also 26, so that's also something to look at. Ziam does have a good win over Jamie Malarkey, which has aged pretty well for him. I know Jamie's just coming off a bit of a fluke KO, but it is what it is. But besides that, his last loss was against Terrence McKinney. He's coming off a win over Mikhail Figlak, and besides that, he also lost to Don Mage. So yeah. Jai Herbert has had some good performances. He looked good against Ilia Topuria in that first round, then got KO'd viciously. Got mutilated against Monato Mokayo, but had a good first round against Trinaldo before getting KO'd. Has good knockouts over Kama Worthy. Had a weird fight against Kyle Nelson, and had that interesting fight against Ludovic Klein, but he looked good. Jai Herbert's obviously not durable. I would actually give the durability to Ziam, but I've even seen Ziam get hurt before, so weird fight. But I'm going to be taking Jai Herbert here. Close fight. I think it's going to be highly contested in the clinch. I think who can out-knee and elbow and outwork each other in the clinch will be seen here. I think Jai is the more technical striker out of the two. I think he's a little quicker, a little better. If just Jai is more, smart with his defense, he wins the fight. I believe it. So I got Jai here by decision over Ziam. But Ziam could get the KO. In the co-main event, Molly McCann versus Julia Stoliarenko. These girls are co-main eventing over ranked fighters like Paul Craig and André Muniz. Just put that into perspective. Okay, Molly McCann probably is gonna win this fight. Julia Stoliarenko is not good. She loses a lot. She does not win a lot. Molly McCann has shown that she can beat these kind of girls, so I'm gonna rock with Molly McCann by finish. Actually, I'm gonna say she gets her out of there in the second round for TKO. So nothing spectacular from either girl. I don't really care about this fight. I don't know why they're in the fucking co-main event, but whatever. So be it. Whatever sells tickets, So yeah. And in the main event, Tom Aspinall versus Tybura. I have a breakdown coming out on this. I got Tom Aspinall by third round submission over Marcin Tybura. I think it's going to be a good fight. Tybura's a tough guy. He's a good fighter. He's giving guys problems. He had a good competitive fight against Volkov, but we saw what Tom Aspinall did to Volkov. I don't want to do the MMA math thing, but I am going to do it here. Tom Aspinall is a quicker fighter. He's the better fighter. He's shown how good he is in this sport and his potential. I know he's coming off a loss to Curtis Blaze, but it was an injury. Tybura's 37. I know it doesn't really matter in the heavyweight division, but at the same time, Tom Aspinall's the younger guy here. He's coming for gold. I think, this kid, he's going to be way more motivated. He's going to be a lot stronger, probably with all the physical therapy he's been doing to recover that knee. I think he's just going to go out there and manhandle Tybura and just look really, really good. So that's kind of my prediction. Would I be mad if Tybura shocks the world? No, I like Tybura. He's a good guy, hard worker, so can't be mad at it if he gets the W, but I just think Tom Aspinall's just way too good. I think he's way too good to lose to a guy like Marcin Tybura. So yeah, those are my predictions. That is my full card predictions, y'all. I'm out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Love y'all and goodbye. It's gonna be a good card. I think early start time too, so don't forget about that. They're in the UK. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Go follow me on my TikTok. I won't have the link for my TikTok, but I will one day. I just let y'all know. But yeah, love y'all. Goodbye. Like, comment, share the video. Let's get this eBay Fiber Edition Nation growing. Love y'all and goodbye.